Hey Libra, we are going to be doing a reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys. Libra, this is for like looking for connection, or like if you're single, looking for love, that kind of stuff. Basically like finding, attracting love. That's what we're going to go with. All right, so let's see, Libra. Whoa. That's a lot. I'll tell you one thing. The only cards I can see here are the Lovers, Seven of Swords, and the Judgment card at the end, doing like not making, I don't know, going like this kind of, okay? All right, and then there's some cards hidden behind them. I don't want to look at them. Somebody's questioning a decision they've made, okay? So I think so. So, all right, let's see about this. Or they're waiting to see what comes in from a decision, possibly, okay? Could be. This could be a past thing. So, all right, let's see what's up. Oh, what's this? Two of Swords. Yeah, I think so. I think we're like, you know, how's this going? Or did they see that? Have I seen that? Something. So, all right, let's see. The Ace of Pentacles. All right, Libra, what is going on here? I mean, I got to tell you, all of that, I don't see anything problematic there. So, all right, let's see what's up here. Six of Swords. Maybe you're moving on from something here, okay? That kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see what is going on. Libra. All right, sorry. Your cards are like friggin' jumpy, man, you know? All right, Libra. Okay, all right. So you guys have the Devil card, and this is showing up for like what you're wanting in love, you know, like what you're looking for, that kind of stuff. You have the Devil card, and then you have it with this Rabbit card, actually. All right, I think there's a level of possibly, I want to say like decisiveness, okay? Being like, I know what I want, that kind of stuff. I think maybe that's something that you either want that in love, you want like, again, a level of like, I want this to like be like, I know when I know, or something like that, okay? I also think with this Devil card, there's something in the, about permanence. And I'll tell you another thing. I think that with this Devil card and this Rabbit energy, I think there's something here that you're maybe like, you know what, I want to be attached to this, you know, person or this relationship, but without like, without it becoming like a codependent type of situation, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. All right, that kind of stuff. Also, so I tried to do your reading before, but my phone, the camera wasn't on, which literally happens to me a lot, but it's like always Libra readings that happens. So I'm like, that's interesting. I don't know. There's something in there. I'll figure it out later. But, okay. So anyway, what I was saying was, this Rabbit card here, I was getting the idea of like the book. I keep wanting to say Wuthering Heights, but I'm like, that's not what we're saying. It's supposed to be Watership Down. Remember that book? I don't know. I feel like there's something about that, okay? Or there's something, I don't know, there's something in that, okay? And then I was also saying the book of Mice and Men, okay? So maybe you guys really like Steinbeck, I think. Okay, so I don't know, something. So let's see what is up. Hey guys, before we continue your reading, I just want to let you guys know that if you use the code Chelsea35, CHELSEA 35, you guys get a discount at otterspirit.com, which is awesome. They have a ton of gemstones there. You could shop by intention, zodiac, chakra, literally everything. You should go to the website. It's pretty awesome. Also, they donate $1 of the proceeds to sea otters, so that's awesome. So they're like teamed up with the Monterey Bay Aquarium in California, and they save otters there, so that's pretty awesome. So gemstones and otters, I love it. So yeah, you guys can use my code. Again, it's Chelsea35. I'm trying to remember what kind of intentions, like you could do like love, money, health, intuition, literally communication. I mean, literally everything. Or you could shop just by gemstone. If you go to the website, it's like literally, they organize it so well there. It's awesome. So definitely give it a look-see. Go look at the website and see if anything kind of catches your eye. It's awesome. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. Again, use the code Chelsea35. All right, let's get back to your reading. Thanks. Bye. All right, you guys have the Nine of Swords, and this is showing up for what's currently holding you back. There might be something here where you're feeling like a level of stress or a level of, I almost want to say like, this has to be perfect, or like someone's depending on me. That's what I'm saying. There is this energy of like possibly like dependence, or feeling like you, like maybe other people are depending on you. I also wonder if there's something here that was left like just, you know, it's not been finished yet. You know, something about that could have happened in the past. And I'll also say another thing. There might be something here where, you know, Libra, maybe you're feeling like you got to have like your boundaries up or something about that, or like having like a wall up in some sense, that kind of stuff. Possibly you're like kind of preserving, you know, your own feelings or whatever the heck it is from like a past situation, that kind of stuff. Okay. I want to say you guys are, I want to say, I don't want to be like, you guys are like emotional. It's something more than that. There's like deep intuition, deep connection, that kind of stuff. Okay. I feel like that's what you're bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm picking up here big time, especially with this 9 of Swords. There's something in the past that I think has like, maybe made you feel like kind of exhausted, or been like, you know what, I don't want to compromise on this particular thing. I'll tell you, that might have held something up in the past. Okay. Certainly could have. All right. So let's see. Also, maybe I wonder if in the past, like maybe you took a break with somebody, you know, that kind of stuff. And maybe it's like, you know, waiting for that to kind of like come back together or something. So, all right, you guys have the King of Pentacles. This is showing up as like, this is showing up as what you're naturally good at. So I think that there's a level of you guys being like, you know, faithful, committed, that kind of stuff. Okay. I also think there's maybe something where you're like, you know what, I actually want this relationship to like, you know, I want this to last, you know, a long time, you know, that kind of stuff. Very much like future focused, all that type of stuff. I'm definitely picking up on that. Okay. There might be something about animal energy, or maybe you guys connect with like spirit, like animal spirits, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's something about that I am picking up on here. So, which is weird because that usually comes through in Virgo's readings. So interesting. So maybe you guys are dealing with a Virgo, or I don't know, or something like that. Okay. All right. All right, you guys have the Queen of Wands, and this is showing up as like an area to kind of work on. I think that this is, I think this is kind of representing like your own confidence in yourself, or your own belief in like, I know what to do, I can figure this out, that kind of stuff. Okay, I really feel like that's something here. All right, but here's the thing, I understand that, because if this Queen of Wands is showing up as like kind of, you know, what to work on, this could either be that energy of like, you know, when things go from like 0 to 60, that kind of stuff, kind of like really taking like a deep breath, like calming down, that kind of stuff, being quite rooted, or not like stress can make us stressed out, you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff, obviously. But I feel like there's something here where you're like, I want either somebody else to kind of like bring you back down, or like kind of like root you in something here, or you're wanting somebody to be able to make a quick decision when things are maybe like escalating or something like that, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. All right. And there also might be like younger kids involved, or this might be, you know what I'm saying? Like there might be something where there's kids, there's children involved. And I wonder if that's even what I'm kind of picking up on in the whole like dependence and like that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see. I want to say grenadine really badly. That red syrup. I don't know. So let's see. I think you're missing somebody, or somebody's missing you, or both. All right. Yep, definitely, because I feel like I'm going to cry. So, all right, let's see. Let's see, Libra. I almost want to clarify this devil. I think I'm going to. Sorry, hold on one second, Libra. What's this devil here? You guys do Reiki, or you want to do Reiki, or there's something very important in that, okay? So, all right, let's see. You guys have... Okay, so with the devil here, you guys have the Knight of Swords. Yes, I still feel like that is true. I think there is something about wanting somebody to be like really decisive, maybe very much like responding quickly, or again, that like decisive, I know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff. This to me feels like I'm not pushing you, I'm not forcing you. This is just what it is, you know, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm feeling is something that you are wanting here, okay? Absolutely. You also might want something to be kind of growing exponentially, okay? That kind of stuff. They say rabbits, like they have a baby and it's like, no, there's like 10 billion of them, okay? So I don't know. There might be something within that, okay? That kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see here. What does this say on her dress? Right is worth the cost. Worth the cost. Okay, interesting. Worth the cost. Maybe you guys really like lyrics as well. Okay, that might be something that like is like you I don't know, something about songs, lyrics, everything reminds you of that. So all right, let's see. You guys have the Nine of Swords. You have it with the Magician card here. This is showing up for like what could be possibly currently holding you back. So yes, I feel like this is maybe feeling like you don't have the power to make a, I don't want to say make a decision. It's like I don't have the energy to freaking like conclude this thing, or feeling like, you know, in the past I used my resources maybe in not like the best way or something about that. I can also tell you another thing here. You might be, maybe there was like you know, dealing with somebody who was like kind of manipulative or something about that in the past energy. And if that's the case, then I feel like this Nine of Swords is possibly like that just could be holding you back. You know what I'm saying? There could just be something where it's like, well, I'm not sure if I either did not complete this thing, or I need to take like a really big break in order to kind of like push forward with whatever the heck this thing is. Okay. But I wonder if that kind of stopped something here, or either made you feel like I don't oh, never mind, I don't have the skills to do this, or I don't have like the tools that I need, something about that. Okay, that kind of stuff. That could be something here. There's something about really being defensive in the past, but I'll tell you something, we're defensive for a reason. Okay, we don't just like come to the I don't know, maybe we do, but I don't think we just come to the planet being like, and now I'm the most defensive person ever. That's because of the history. Do you know what I'm saying? That's because of what's happened in the past. That forms us, you know. Well, partly there's that's a whole big conversation, but you know, something like that. So all right, you guys are the King of Pentacles. You have it with the Six of Swords. I forgot to get your advice card out. Okay. Okay, she's for real. That's what I'm getting. She's for real. So I'll tell you something. If somebody around you is saying something to you and you're kind of, this is a broad statement, okay? So definitely going to have to, you know, be intuitive, but I'm Libra, you already are, so it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I got that from the beginning of your reading, so that shouldn't even be a problem. But there is something here in the terms of like, if somebody here is saying something or alluding to something, whatever the heck it is, that should really be taken like that. I wouldn't dismiss that is I think what I'm trying to say here. I wouldn't dismiss that, okay? That there's something about that, all right? So, and that's coming from either something to work on or something that's kind of being shown as your advice. I'll even say it now. This is wild to me. This card has come out so often for this round of readings. I mean, it's like, it really is interesting. So anyway, you guys have connect with past loved ones, sense, feel, and reconnect, okay? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And this is, again, this is coming out for like literally a lot of the signs. You might be either the third or fourth sign who got that. So, all right. A Leo is probably important, or 44. Okay, that's how I'm seeing this. So, all right, let's see. You guys are the King of Pentacles. You have it with the Six of Swords here. And this is showing up for, like, again, what you're naturally good at. The stuff that it's like, you know what, these are the skills that you need to kind of, or, you know, or whatever it is that you got to display, because these are the things that are like, that's like an attractive thing about you. And I don't mean like physically, okay? That we're all, everyone's beautiful no matter what, okay? This is the stuff that like you bring to the table, that, you know, that kind of stuff. So King of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. For some of you guys, there might even be something here where you're actually able to, I want to say, see how a sacrifice now is going to be easier in the future. And I feel like we're like always told that kind of stuff, but this is like you being like, no, I know that for sure, or I can trust that. I trust that, you know, something about that. Okay. I also think that's something that you're kind of like naturally good at here is maybe knowing how long you have to wait for something to get better, or when it's time to move on from something that's been maybe even stationary for a long time or something like that. Okay, there's something about you kind of knowing like what is the correct risk, like with maybe a new relationship or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you, it's because of something in the past that either made you feel like you didn't have enough of something to move forward, or that you were kind of holding yourself back. And either one of those, that comes with the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be, you know, whatever happens, what am I freaking trying to say? It comes with the lesson. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I'm just going to keep it like that because that's just, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. So, all right. You guys have the Queen of Wands. You have it with the Seven of Cups. This is showing up as something to work on here. Okay. I bet you that you're more decisive than you are giving yourself credit to. I think there's overthinking coming into play here, okay? That's what I think. So, you know, I think this Seven of Cups is maybe an indicator of that, like really kind of overthinking or kind of or something that you're feeling like, oh, this absolutely is possible. And I feel like confident. I feel like I am intuitively knowing where I'm supposed to go, or I know that I can like figure this out once like the ball starts rolling or something like that. There's something about working on, I want to say separating something or knowing what is, being able to, God, why is, okay, this has got to have something to do with your reading. I swear to God, maybe there's like a communication thing here. Maybe there's something where it's like, okay, I know what I want to say, but it's like just not coming out right. I swear to God, I freaking understand that so much. And it is so wildly frustrating. It really, really is. So that is maybe something that's like, kind of like, I don't know, taking that like deep breath, kind of like calming your energy, like kind of, you know, rooting yourself, that kind of stuff, and then making that decision, and then kind of being like, okay, now let's see, like, if this is like, is this complete delusion, or is this like, you know, is this real? Like, can we actually like kind of do this? That kind of stuff. Okay. There's something about like trusting yourself to, again, make a decision, or trusting a situation enough to be like, sometimes when like really good things happen to us, we can just like not believe them and just be like, or it's like, you know, I'm scared the second something good happens, like it's just gonna get taken away from me, that kind of stuff. Again, that's not like just because you were placed on the planet and that's what happens, okay? There's freaking events, life events, whatever the heck, the way you were raised, whatever it is, okay? Those all shape that. Those all shape that type of energy. I feel like this is like your ancestors or passed over loved ones, whatever the heck it is here, that is really coming into like, I want to say either help you make some decision that I think you probably already know the right answer, or whatever the heck it is here, and kind of show you like, yeah, you actually can do that, or that is accurate there. There's something about that, okay? I'm telling you. And I'll tell you another thing. This Queen of Wands, like, what does she have there? She's got moths and like a ton of dragonflies, okay? That kind of stuff. There you are. I'm like, do you feel like somebody is like pranking you but they're not, or the opposite? This is very this is like detailed. There's details involved, and that's what's really like, that's what is like at the main point of whatever this is like understanding the details, that kind of stuff, okay? And knowing when your decision, when what you feel intuitively, or your impulses, whatever the heck it is, being like, if you are feeling like that's the correct thing, or that like that's the right person for me, or you know, we're talking about a relationship. This could be you getting an impulse. I want to go to this store, I want to go to this park over here, whatever the heck it is. It might be that you're feeling that way because that's where maybe you're going to meet this new person, or that's where you're supposed to go, or there's going to be friggin' synchronicities there, a message there. There's something about that. It's really about following your impulses and not chalking things up to like, oh well, I must just be like overreacting, or I'm delusional. Like, you know something, I can't really answer that for you, but I can say that we're not going to know that unless we friggin' try. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to know that unless we follow our impulses and that kind of stuff. And again, there really is something about like feeling better about yourself, or being like, you know, more confident, or feeling like, you know, being okay with having attention on you, that kind of stuff, you know, that might, maybe there's something about that, is like being okay with receiving attention, or receiving like eyes on you, that kind of stuff. Okay. I wonder if in the past, maybe you received attention in a way that like it really maybe made you not feel so wonderful. And I wonder if right now you're receiving attention for a very wonderful thing, but you might be having a response from the past that is like kind of making you feel like, well, I feel like this is supposed to be good, but now I have all this crap coming in that's clouding it up, that kind of stuff. That is trauma. I'm not a doctor, but that, you know what I'm saying? There's something like that. So, all right, connect with past over loved ones. It says past loved ones. So there's something very, you know what I'm saying? There's something there, because it doesn't say passed over, it says past. And I just feel like that's really important. Okay, so sense, feel, and reconnect. Interesting. I also did say something about Reiki. Maybe that is part of something here, okay? Like a kind of aligning something, or, you know, that kind of stuff. Or at the very least, like clearing stuff out so that you're not feeling like, okay, I want to say this, but I'm not going to, like, or whatever or I want to go here, but nope, never mind, I'm just not going to, that kind of stuff. So that you're not blocking yourself from your own friggin' success, you know, that kind of stuff, or finding love, or attracting love, relationship, whatever the heck it is. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff, Libra. If not, you could check your other placements. Otherwise, I will see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.